Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Maya and today we're going to be reviewing the new Hydrating Foundation and Primer by Fenty Beauty. I am so excited for this because I actually have dry skin, so although I love the original one, it did leave me with some dry patches sometimes, and yeah, it clung to some of my dry spots, which was not fun. I usually mixed it in with oil to make it work for me, so now that this is here, I'm really excited to see if it's actually going to be good for my skin. So what I thought I'd do today to give it a really fair comparison is I'm going to do half of my face with the new Hydrating Primer and Foundation, and then the other half I'm going to do it with the original primer, the soft matte primer, and the matte foundation as well, and then we can see and compare and see which one sits better on my dry, cracky skin. Not really, it's not that bad, but honestly the weather has been absolutely miserable, so I think that has really impacted on what my skin feels like and looks like. So yeah, let's see. Before I go on, don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content from me. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I have not opened these yet, so I'm really curious to see what this looks like and everything. So I'm in the shade 150 in the original, and that's the same shade I picked out for the hydrating one. I hope that it will be okay. I saw on the Fenty Beauty Instagram that they said to go with the same shade that you go with in the matte one. So this is what the hydrating foundation looks like. So it's in a plastic tube, and upon inspecting it for the first time, I don't know, it's kind of looks a little bit cheap compared to the original. The original, I really enjoyed the glass bottle, and it feels really nice and sturdy, heavy, whereas this one is just like, yeah, like a plastic tube. Doesn't bother me that much, and to be honest, this one will be better for traveling anyway because you don't have to worry about it breaking. But yeah, that's just something I've noticed. Another thing is it appears as though there's less product in this one, although they actually both have 32 mils, so that's interesting. But yeah, when you look at it, it definitely looks like there's way less product in here compared to the original foundation. Let's have a look at the primer. Okay. Ooh! It's very pink. It's actually really cute. I love that this one comes in a glass bottle as well. So this is compared to the original. Sorry if the original is a little bit dirty and has foundation marks on it, but you can see how much I love Fenty products. But there it is. So it's very pink compared to the original one, which is cute. I'm assuming there's the same amount in both of them. No! Okay. So the new hydrating primer has 30 mils of product, whereas the original soft matte primer has 32. So you actually get a little bit more in the original compared to the new one, which I think is really interesting because the packaging looks exactly the same. So that's really weird. But there you go. If you want 2 mils more, go for the original. No, I'm just kidding. Let's apply it on the skin and see how it wears and how nice it is. So I think I'm gonna do the matte foundation and primer on this side, and then the hydrating one on this side. I've already cleansed and moisturized my skin, so it's all ready to go. I'm gonna start out with the hydrating side because I'm just really excited to try it, honestly. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty hydrating primer. I just love the pink color. I wonder if it's actually pink. Ooh, it is. It's like a nice soft pink. It's quite runny, not too much, but definitely has a watery kind of texture. I'm just gonna... It does feel very hydrating compared to the original. So this is the original at the top compared to the hydrating one. They feel very similar, but the soft matte feels a little bit thicker. Alright, so let's apply that on half of our skin. I'm gonna use my fingers because that's how I usually apply my primer. Ooh. You know, honestly, it definitely feels very nice and moisturizing. Wow, so far I'm impressed. It glides on really, really smoothly. Okay, so that's half of my face with the primer, and you can see it left like a really nice natural glow to my skin, and it feels very nice and moisturizing. It almost feels like a really nice moisturizer. Doesn't really feel like a primer. Yeah, so really like that so far. I'm gonna do the other side with the soft matte primer. So I've used this one before. I really like it, but I find that this with the soft matte foundation leaves my skin quite dry. Okay, so this side has dried down and it really does feel like silk. It's so smooth. This one kind of feels the same. Actually, no, this side is a lot smoother compared to this one. And this one, as you can see, there's not really as much of a glow as this side has. And yeah, now that it's drying down, it feels a lot tackier compared to this one that just feels a lot smoother. Let's apply the foundations. So like I said, I'm in the shade 150 in both. I'm gonna go in with the hydrating foundation first. So this is the little pump that it comes with. On the back of my hand, it definitely feels hydrating and not as matte as the other one. But then when you rub it in, it kind of dries down matte. So I'm interested to see in what happens on the skin. I'm gonna use my Zoeva 103 brush for this, because that's what I always use with my Fenty foundation. Definitely leaves a very nice glow to the skin, which is very, very nice. The shade is definitely nice. It definitely does look the same as the 150 in the matte foundation. I have a feeling that this is going to be my new favorite foundation because this is so beautiful. Of course, you still see some dry patches, especially around my nose. That's where I get the most dry. I'll show you up close. So I don't know if you can see that, but like just here and then on my nose area, there's still some dry patches, but on my actual cheeks, it looks so nice. I'm gonna try to apply a little bit more with my beauty blender just in those dry areas and see if I can cover them up. Okay, I actually feel that it looks much better now that I've applied a second layer just on my dry areas. What do you guys think? It looks really nice. This is kind of the same effect that I get when I mix the matte foundation with oil. I usually use the Tarte Radiance drops. So I usually mix these two together and it kind of creates the same effect as the hydrating foundation. So honestly, it looks really nice. So this is half of my face with the hydrating foundation and nothing on this side. And I really like this natural glow that it gives my skin. I think it covered really nicely. I would say the coverage is the same as the matte one. I've only put one layer on, so if I wanted more coverage, I'm sure I can build it up because I did build it up on my nose and it was fine. I'm actually really impressed with that so far. It doesn't feel sticky. It feels like a hydrating foundation would, so it doesn't feel like overly sticky, but it feels a little bit tacky, you know? Like I would still set it with powder. So there you go. A little bit of a close-up. It's nice, right? This side. Really nice. Let's do the other side now. So I'm gonna use the Pro Filter Matte Foundation and let's see how that goes. I'm a little bit scared. It's always too dry on me. And I'm using the same brush as well. You know, when I go on like tropical vacations, like when I went to Thailand, I used this and because it was so humid, it was fine. But my god, it's very, very drying in the Melbourne winter. The shade is the same, which is good. Let me have a look at the situation. Okay, my nose area is definitely not happy at all. Because the matte foundation grabs onto some of my dry skin, it doesn't look as blended in some areas, which really bothers me. It looks similar, to be honest. This one has more of a glow this side. Alright, I'll show you. Look at how... I hope you can see that, but look at how crackly my nose looks with this foundation on this side. This is a comparison, like this is the hydrating foundation and this is the matte one. I mean, to be honest, my nose looks dry even on this side as well, so There's no saving it. I think I prefer this side. I think I like the natural glow it gives, and it was a lot easier to kind of blend in with my dry skin. Whereas this one, because it was so matte, it was kind of like I had to go back in and keep blending it because it was sticking to dry patches. But yeah, what side do you guys like better? Oh, the matte side on my nose though, guys. For real. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to finish off my makeup off camera, and I'll come back and we can have a look at how everything looks with powder and concealer and everything. And then I think I'm gonna do a wear test. So I think I'm going to walk around with this for the rest of the day and do little check-ins and see what it's looking like. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is the hydrating side and then this is the matte side. Which one do you like better? Looking in the mirror, they look pretty much identical. I don't really see a big difference, especially after I powdered it. There's not a huge difference, but I still think I prefer this side more. The reason being is because I feel like on this side, I have a lot of imperfections that are emphasized. So for example, pores and like any acne scars that I have, any texture that I have. My biggest problem is always my nose and my smile lines and my forehead. But on both sides, it seems to be the same. Smile lines are cracking on both sides already. The forehead, there's lines that are already starting to show through as well. Chin looks fine. But in terms of texture on my cheeks, this side, the hydrating side, is a lot nicer. So I'll scoot over so you can see what I'm talking about. So in terms of smile lines, as you can see, it's cracking on both sides already. This side looks a lot smoother compared to this one. I feel like there's a lot more texture. I don't know if you can see that. The nose looks dry on both sides in my opinion. Lines on my forehead, if you can see, are starting to come through, but that happens with any foundation. I just need Botox, honestly. Also, don't mind my brows because I really need to get them done, but I'm trying to grow them out before I go away next month. So yeah, don't mind that. I try to use as many Fenty Beauty products as I can in this look, by the way. So I'm wearing the crayon on my eyes and the Moroccan Spice palette. And then on my lips, I have the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. I also have the lipstick in Thick. And then I have the Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. But yeah, I'm gonna go about my day. I'm pretty sure I'm meeting my friend for dinner or dessert or something tonight. So we'll see how everything holds up. I'll check back in with you at the end of the day when I'm done with everything. At the moment it is 3 o'clock. You can see that. So yeah, we'll see how this wears after a few hours and I will update you and let you know. Okay, hello everyone, I am back. It is now 6:30 p.m. So it's been 3.5 hours. I thought I'd do a quick update and show you guys what's going on with my face, what's the situation. Okay, so just a reminder, this is the hydrating side and this is the matte side. Okay, so this is the hydrating side. So as you can see, smile lines are definitely cracking. Nose is not looking too great either. The forehead lines are coming out. And this is the matte side. Same situation with the smile lines, the forehead, nose not doing so great. I feel like the texture is a lot more exaggerated on this side. What do you guys think? Which side do you like better now after 3.5 hours? So I actually asked my family which side they liked better without telling them which side is which. My dad and my brother liked the matte side and my mom liked the hydrating side. I then also did a poll on Instagram and let's see the results of that so far. So I posted a video of me wearing the foundation and asking people if they prefer the left or the right side, and for now it's 50-50, so that's interesting. So that's the results there. I don't know if you can see that. To be honest, if I went out in public like that, I don't think people will notice that I'm wearing two different foundations. In terms of shine, I don't really see much of a difference. I think this side is a little bit more shiny compared to that one. What do you guys think? Am I right by saying that? The smile lines honestly look about the same on both sides. I think it looks a little bit worse here because it exaggerates some dry patches again. Just here. With my nose, surprisingly, I prefer the matte side. I think a lot of my foundation kind of bunched up in the crease here compared to this one. Can you see that? So that is the first update, and I'll definitely check back in again and we'll see how it's going, and if the results on the Instagram poll are any different, I'll let you guys know as well. See you soon. Okay guys, so it is now almost 10 o'clock and I am ready to take this makeup off. Okay, so again, hydrating matte. What do we think? Looking in the mirror, both of the sides are looking quite oily, surprisingly, like very shiny. Don't really know what that's about. Both sides look pretty much the same at this point. I still prefer the hydrating side. I think it looks a little bit smoother compared to the matte side. I can still see some imperfections, especially around here, like I mentioned before. A lot of the dry spots though pretty much disappeared. The smile lines are looking better than they did in my last check-in, which is quite surprising to me because I did not touch up at all. Yeah, so that's interesting. Now let's have a look at what people on Instagram thought. These are the results. So we have more people preferring the right side to the left, with 53% for the right side compared to 47% for the left. So the right side in this video was the matte foundation. So that's quite interesting because my dad and my brother both also preferred this side compared to this one, but my mom preferred this one and I prefer this one as well. But what do you guys think? I'll show you up close so you can see what it looks like and you can let me know which one you think looks better. My makeup looks like trash right now, so don't mind that, but there we go. So yeah, they both look super oily. This is the hydrating side and this is the matte side. The lines on my forehead are still there. The smile lines I think are looking a little bit better. My nose, I think there's some patches like coming off a little bit more on the hydrating side. Yeah, on the hydrating side I have some spots on my nose that are fading, but other than that they're very similar. I don't really know how to finish this review because I'm happy with it, but is it worth spending another, I don't even remember how much it was. I think in Australian dollars it was the same or maybe slightly more, around the $50 mark in Australian dollars. So is it worth buying this when you already have this? Honestly, I don't know because they seem very similar. Like my face looks the same pretty much. There's slight differences, like, you know, some people prefer this side, some people prefer that side because they're seeing different things. My mom said she prefers this side because she saw those imperfections coming in here on the matte side. My dad and my brother liked the matte side because they thought the hydrating one looked too shiny. Boy language, you know. I don't know if they were referring to the highlighter though, but yeah, they thought the hydrating side looked more shiny and so they preferred the matte side because they thought it looked more natural, but my mom thought the hydrating one looked more natural because everything was smoother on this side, which is what I thought as well. Obviously I didn't get the opinions of people on Instagram, they just voted which side they liked better, but the matte side won by a little bit. And yeah, I don't really know how to conclude this, but I guess I will give my final thoughts. So I think if you have dry skin, I would definitely invest in the primer. I think that was my absolute favorite thing that I've tried Today it was so nice and smooth. It felt like a really nice lotion or moisturizer. I think it made my makeup stay on pretty nicely. The spots that are missing on my nose, I think are not because of the primer, but I think it's because of my dry spots. It always comes off easier, and I do think I have more dry patches on this side compared to that side. I should have mentioned that earlier as well. But yeah, the primer I love. Like, I really love this, and I will definitely be using that every day because I think that was amazing. The foundation, first of all, I just want to say that the shade was perfect. The shade was exactly the same as the matte foundation, so that's good. So you don't have to guess which shade to get when you're buying this foundation. I really don't know. I don't know. Like, see, I am a huge fan of Fenty Beauty products, so personally I would invest and get this one as well. I think this one is also better for traveling, like I mentioned, because it comes in a plastic tube. I think I'll be bringing this along with me on my trip next month. It will be interesting to see how it performs in a humid environment because I am going to Thailand and I'm going to Israel, and it's going to be quite hot in both of those places. So I guess I'll update and let you guys know how that goes. But other than that, I mean, I'll say this. At the end of the day, like literally at the end of the day, they look the same, right? When I first applied them though, I really think that the hydrating one looked better and felt more comfortable on my skin, on my dry skin, right? Like, when I put the matte foundation on, my skin feels very like tight, you know? It's kind of like it sucks all the moisture out of my skin. That's why I always mix it with the Tarte Radiance drops or an oil. This one didn't give me that feeling. So honestly, I guess if you have dry skin, I would recommend picking this one up purely because it's just a lot more comfortable to wear and it performs just as well as the matte one, so why not? You know, I would invest in it. Personally, I would. I think this is great and it lasted really nicely. The coverage was really good as well. It's just as good as this one. Honestly, I thought that it would have less coverage because it is a hydrating foundation, but I think that the coverage is just as good as the matte side. I don't know. You guys correct me if you see something different, but I really think that coverage-wise, they performed the same. So yeah, these are my thoughts. I will conclude by saying if you have dry skin, I do recommend this. If you are tight on budget and you already have this, don't buy this one. Finish this one first. Mix it with some oil. It will give you pretty much the exact same results as this one does. But if you don't already have this or you absolutely hate how dry this is, pick this one up because it performed really nicely and I do recommend it. And also pick up the primer. Definitely pick up the primer if you have dry skin because, oh my god, I love this product so much. Okay, that's it from me and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you now have a bit more clarity regarding which foundation you want to buy and if you want to try this one or not. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of makeup looks on there. My username will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!